Yo, what's up, everybody? All right, so this dude, Peter Zeihan, just was talking about Bitcoin on Joe Rogan podcast recently, and I just wanted to take a listen to it and talk about it. So let's see what he has to say.
There's no intrinsic value to this asset, and now it's starting to be priced appropriately. So it has a, what's Bitcoin at? 16,000? It has another 17,000 to go down.
Duh, really?
Yeah, there's no intrinsic value to this product.
And do you think that people have just inherently lost faith in the idea behind crypto because of FTX?
Well, it became an ideology, and whenever you invest based on an ideology, you're going to make some decisions that are a little divorced from math.
And what do you mean by ideology?
Well, the people who really like crypto are convinced that it's the currency of the future and that a decentralized ledger is the way to go, and that anything that is controlled by a government entity is by definition a negative, and if it's done by the private sector freely, it will be better. And that's just not how currency works. Currency is a method of exchange and a store of value. And for that, there has to be a degree of trust, and you have to have it managed in terms of volume. I mean, one of the craziest things about Bitcoin is that there will never be more than X number of units of Bitcoin. Well, by default, that means it can't be used for trade, because the whole idea of economic activity is that there's expansion, which means you need more currency to lubricate and manage that expansion. If currency is locked in at a specific number, you get monetary inflation, and that is one of the fastest ways to destroy an economic model.
So because of the lack of Bitcoin, because there's a certain controlled number, the only thing that can happen is Bitcoin becomes more expensive.
Right. And that means that the people who hold it are the ones that make the money, but everyone else suffers? I'm sorry, that's not viable. The alternative is you have some private dude out there who generates the coins on a whim. How is that different from the monetary reserve or the monetary authorities that we have at the Federal Reserve, except for the point that there's no accountability? No.
It's confusing, it's confusing to him, Bitcoin's value, because he's stuck in the current system. He's used to one central entity, the Federal Reserve, 12 people creating the US dollar, creating the currency. He's used to inflation of the monetary units, the amount of US dollars expanding, and deflation being bad, right? If we get deflation, that's a bad thing. So he's stuck in the current monetary system way of thinking where this can't be true. This can't be true. Everything I know, everything I've been taught says that this is bad. Deflation is bad. This won't work. He's also upset because he's late to the party, talking about, even though he's not late, he's still early, but other people got in early. I'm so sad. That's not fair. Well, I mean, what the fuck? It's an invention. It comes out. You got freedom of choice. Do what you want to do. You don't like Bitcoin. It's right here at 16,000. And then when it goes to fucking $1 million a coin, 100,000 a coin, 10 million a coin, are you still going to say it's not fair? I mean, you can play this clip back and be like, Peter, you should have, is that this dude's name? Did I write it down? Yeah, Peter Zeihan. You should have got it at 16K. It's your own choice. This is your choice. Bitcoin is optional, money is even a personal choice. The whole thing reminds me of Jeff Booth's quote where he says, if you have abundance in money, you have scarcity everywhere else. And when you have scarcity in money, you have abundance everywhere else. Well, let me ask you a question. Would you rather work today, earn money, and have that money be worth more the next day, tomorrow, next week, next year, next 10 years, when you retire? Wouldn't you want your money to be worth more in the future? You work hard when you're young, you save your money, and when you retire, that money is going to be worth more. That makes a lot of sense. Why would you want your money to be worth less when you're constantly chasing? And on top of that, you're chasing these US dollars, these unlimited units that a small group of people have the legal authority to create in unlimited amounts. So you and I have to go to work and trade our time for this money, but yet there's this legal entity, the Federal Reserve, that can create this money or currency. It's not even money, the US dollar, in unlimited amounts for free. They just push a button on their keyboard. It's digital, it's free, there's no energy required, there's no proof of work, there's nothing required. They create it in a database. Now they're millionaires, trillionaires, and they do whatever they want. You know, that's ridiculous. It's just hard to understand for like people like this guy Peter, because that's all they've ever known. How the hell, right? It's scary. This change is such a huge change. But you're not stopping Bitcoin. Other people see it. A lot of people see it. And people are going fucking nuts. People are going crazy in the world because of this. Money is changing hands. We're at war. War's going to get worse because this is what happens historically. Hopefully it doesn't get too bad. And, you know, Bitcoin could be that saving grace that saves fucking humanity. But just look at the way the fucking world's going. People can't tell, you know, a man from a girl apart. They're letting dudes playing girl sports. They're letting kids choose to get surgery to cut off their dicks and their tits. And, you know, but you can't drink until you're 18. You can't vote until you're 18. You can't smoke. You can't buy cigarettes and shit, but you can cut your dick off. You know, it's ridiculous. The world's going crazy because of this whole turbulence. Money is changing hands. People can't figure out what's up, what's down. And this guy, Peter, he's no different. You know, he learned what he learned. He's very confident in his thoughts and his ideas. And for this new thing like Bitcoin to just totally flip this whole model, his brain model, upside down, he's like, what is this? There's no way a deflationary currency can work. It's never been ever available in the world. You know, that's another thing about Bitcoin. It's such an amazing invention. We've never had anything like this. So how can you really expect people to understand it? It's very difficult. You know, it does, you know, I don't know if it's very difficult. It's like once you see it, it seems obvious. But then if you're not seeing it, it's very hard to see, I guess. You know, that's why I say in time, as we go on in future, the value of Bitcoin is going to be obvious. It's just going to be a foregone conclusion. Everybody's going to be like, yeah, no shit, Bitcoin's extremely valuable. Everyone just understands it and gets it. It makes total sense. Why would you want the money that you work for to be controlled by somebody else that can create it for free? You wouldn't want that. Why would you want your money to be worth less when you retire? You wouldn't want that. You would want money to be fair across the board for everybody, that everybody has to prove their work to create Bitcoin. And it goes up in value against the products and services that you want to buy over time. You can retire with more purchasing power. And that's exactly what Bitcoin is. It's an amazing invention. I'm extremely excited and grateful that I have this viewpoint. And hey, Bitcoin's what made me start this channel. Now, it's health, family, Bitcoin. That's the order of importance in life for me because money's not everything. Bitcoin is the best money that humanity has ever seen. But of course, health and family are more important because you can't take money with you when you die. But still, Bitcoin is an extremely, extremely amazing invention. And hey, I'm grateful for it. I will put this out into the world and people will eventually understand it. You know, it's not that hard to figure out Bitcoin's value. But it's going to take a lot of pain for some people to figure it out because they're going to have to get screwed over by these trusted officials, right? These trusted third parties, the Federal Reserve, the central banks, all these people that they trust to create the money and control the monetary policy. Some people will have to get screwed over to understand that you can't trust anybody. Others will see the value and say, yeah, why the hell am I working, trading my time for this money? While these dudes over here have the legal authority to create it in unlimited amounts. Makes sense? Let me know what y'all think. Later.